brothers and sisters who have gathered here. I first of all apologize very much for the unpunctual behavior of mine. But I am new to the place and we lost the way for a very long time. And therefore we had to find the way once again. And when we find the way, in no time we are with you. This is the sum and substance of spiritualism. We start in our life career somewhere on this earth. We proceed in our life cycles and evolution. We get involved in our environment and we got enamored by the many immediate things around us. And for some time we forget where we have to go. And then we feel the pressure of our goal. Then we search for the real path. We'll ask some people on the way and get the right direction of people who know the way. And then we fall in the way and we come to the destination safe. This is the sum and substance of what we call spiritualism. Of course, we use these words in many types of usages. The word spiritualism is used by many people in many senses. Just as the word yoga is used in hundreds of different meanings by hundreds of people. But every word has its own original meaning and every procedure has its own right path. And similarly, the word spiritualism has its own original meaning. Some people call a holy man a spiritual man. And if a person daily meditates, we call him a spiritual man. Sometimes if a person denies his worldly, mundane pleasures, if he goes into a retreat to take penitence and spend many years in silence, then he is also called a spiritual. This is all correct in its own way. But in the modern cities there is another meaning for the word spiritualist. If a person shows some hypnotic powers, or if a person can tell you what you are thinking in your mind, if he reads your thoughts, then people call him a spiritualist also. And if a person deceives you and pretends that he reads your thoughts, then also the people in the city call him a spiritualist. But let us try to know what the great people mean by the word spiritualist. The word spirit means essence, and it also means the consciousness. And if we analyze ourselves properly, we have two different halves in us. One is called the gross or the mundane, and the other is called the subtle or the spirit. If we take our body and its tissues, they are gross to us. They exist to us. Therefore, we are not the tissues of the body. If the hand exists to me, it is clear that I am not the hand. If the fingers exist to me, if I can say that these are my fingers, then it is clear that I am not the fingers. Similarly, we have the eyes, ears, nose and tongue. We can show them and talk about them. Therefore, we are not those things. It is common sense, simple common sense. When we can show a thing and talk about it, we can be sure that it is not ourselves. Just think of what I am talking. Once again, I will repeat an example. If I can say thus that this is my shirt, it is clear that I am not this. And we have our inner parts also, the heart, the lungs, etc. All these things we can speak about them, therefore they are not ourselves. But at the same time they are inseparable from us. So we are not the body and its tissues, we are not the parts or the internal organs, we are not the senses or the sense organs, and it is strange to know that we are not the mind also, because we can speak that we have a mind, and we can explain to a psychologist about our mind. We can explain to him that my mind is agitating or my mind is sorrowful, etc. Then it is clear that we are not the mind. So we have our intelligence. Many times we think that we are the intelligence. We identify ourselves with the intelligence and we do things with our intelligence.
Avec notre intelligence.
That means many times we do not use our intelligence, but our intelligence uses us. We do many things that are not required, but we do them intelligently and we get involved and we get many troubles and losses. The very fact that we are involved and we get troubles proves that we are not the intelligence. We are not able to use the intelligence, but the intelligence is able to use us because of its likes and dislikes. We believe that we have likes and dislikes, but it is not a fact. But it is very, very subtle to understand this point. We many times say, I like this, I don't like this. We are not the persons who like or not like, but it is our intelligence which likes or dislikes. Because sometimes we are not able to like the good things which we want. Sometimes we are angry with our parents and we are not able to like them. And sometimes we like a girl very much and marry her, and after some years we do not like her. That means we are inconsistent. That means the intelligence is liking one thing at one time and disliking another time. If we are to do it, we do not prefer to do like that. So it is also a fact that we are not our intelligence, but we have intelligence and we have likes and dislikes. We are not the likes and dislikes, but we have likes and dislikes. But we are not able to separate them from ourselves. They are very close to us. They are existing with us. They are almost working as parts of ourselves. Just as the ice block is floating upon the surface of water, and the ice block is different from the water because it is floating on the surface of water. But at the same time there is nothing different from water in the ice block. The same water becomes, part of the water becomes ice block, and the ice block exists separately, different from water. Now we can understand how all our parts live in us. The ice block is different from water only in state. That is the ice state of existence and the water state of existence. But in essence, both are one. So we see that two things are different by state, but one in essence. So we have two parts in us, one different from the other, only in state of existence, but in essence being one. That is why we are not able to distinguish between the two. Once again, let us enumerate those things that are existing in us. One is our body, two is our senses, third is our mind, fourth is our intelligence, five is our likes and dislikes. Desires and dislikes, likes and dislikes. Yes. So, all these put together form one part. And we are the other part. We exist as ourselves. We exist as ourselves as a person, but we also exist as body, senses, mind, etc. These two parts, when compared, become the permanent and the temporary parts of ourselves. The body, mind and senses and intelligence and the likes and dislikes, they come from us and they exist with us as our body. They form layers around ourselves and they serve as our vehicles, and when the time is past, they go away into us. The mind comes and goes. When we sleep, the mind goes away. Along with it, all the other things we know go away. All the sciences and arts we have learnt will go away. All our educational qualifications will go away. All our identities go away. We stop to be a husband of a particular lady or the wife of a particular man. We stop to be the son of our parents. We stop to be the owner of the house, and we are no more called by our name, and we no more remember our identity. When a ship sinks into the sea, all the contents also sink and go away. Similarly, when our mind goes into sleep, all the contents of the mind melt away and disappear. When we wake up from sleep, our mind begins to exist once again, and with it all the other things begin to exist. We do not think about our sleep, though daily we are sleeping. No psychologist can explain us what sleep is. He can speak something about sleep, but he cannot explain you what sleep is. The psychology may be improved in 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 centuries in the future, but it remains to be explained what sleep is. No one can explain what sleep is, because no one can experience sleep. We wake up from sleep, and then only we understand that we have slept. If we know that we are sleeping, that means we are not sleeping. So we know there is a mystery of mysteries. There is a background which we are not able to tear off and go into. And we can understand that the mind is only a temporary thing. With all its values, it goes and comes. So we can't take it as a standard very much. Similarly, our likes and dislikes change from year to year. And we can't take them as our standards of truth. Today, if I am in good mood with Emma Bray, I say that she is a very good lady. After some time, if I am in a bad mood, I may declare that she is not a good lady. Then, which is true of the two? So, of the two expressions, no expression carries truth. Our likes and dislikes are called polarities, just like the poles of a magnet. The magnet is true, but any one pole is not true at all. Similarly, our bodies come and go as we know. When we are born, our bodies come into existence. And when we die, our body goes out of existence. The minerals of the body go into the minerals of this earth. The water in our body evaporates and goes into the water around this earth. The air of our respiration goes away and it reaches the air which is there in the atmosphere of the earth. The heat in our body goes out and reaches the heat that is operating on this earth. So nothing goes. There is no loss. But there is the loss of the body. Understand that the body is not an item, but it is only a condition. Just as foam is not a different item from soap and water, it is only a different item, state of existence. Our body is not a different item of existence, though it appears different. So, we all observe these things to become a spiritualist. No use of having any fear in observing ourselves like this. There is no use if we are afraid of thinking of death and other things.